Roads. Where we're going, we won't need roads. Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Uribe. Today I want to talk to you about the future of the automobile. Well, you might have recognized that quote as Doc Brown from the popular 1985 film Back to the Future. What's significant about that with my speech? Well, Doc Brown is talking to Marty about how he's trying to say that they don't need roads in the future. The science fiction, the future automobiles, the science fiction to Marty at that time, they don't need wheels. Well, the cars and trucks that you see today on today's roads, at some point in history, were just science fiction. But due to advances in fields such as batteries and sensor technology, we have vehicles like the Tesla self-driving vehicles. Today, I'd like to give you a brief history on the automobile. We're going to talk about some of the emerging technologies that we're seeing today, and then what the future of the automobile might look like. Well, I don't think we can talk about the future of the automobile without understanding a little bit about the history of the automobile. In Stephen Pearson's book, The Life of the Automobile, it's a complete history of the automobile, he says the father of the modern-day automobile is Carl Benz. That's Carl Benz from the Mercedes-Benz. In 1886, he patented his four-cycle motor, similar to what we see today. Onto his, it was a motor on a buggy. And funny story about that, little history behind that. In 1888, his wife and two kids took his vehicle on a joyride. They took it without his knowledge and drove it 65 miles. That's the first actual long distance test of any vehicle. And then they telegraphed him when he got there. So joyriding has been around for a long time, but that's another speech. Well, what are some other things since the invention of the automobile that have advanced the automobile? Well, his automobile did not have disc brakes. Disc brakes didn't come to about 1903. We didn't have radios in our cars. We didn't have car radios until 1929 when Paul Galvin, an inventor, invented a car radio. And those were luxury at that time. Those were not standard in vehicles. We didn't have air conditioning in vehicles to the 1940s. The first seatbelt, three-point harness that we see today, wasn't put into a vehicle till Volvo put it in their vehicles in 1953. The point of all this is to show that the automobile is ever advancing, step by step. And today, we're seeing some major advancements in vehicles. So some of the emerging technologies that we're seeing today include self-driving vehicles, like the Tesla models. We have self-braking. These vehicles use these new emerging technology, these new sensors, this new sensor technology to identify braking situations, emergent braking situations that the driver has not identified. So it's increasing safety. These vehicles are self-parking. We've seen many vehicles over the last couple of years that are capable of self-parallel parking. Well, according to the Tesla website, the Tesla is now implementing a new system called the Autopilot. This is their self-driving system. The hardware for the Autopilot system is put into all of their new models. Every one of their production models comes out with this hardware. It includes 8 cameras for a 360 view around the car. It includes ultrasonic sensors as well as radar to see as far as 250 meters in front and behind the vehicle. Now, what does that all mean? What does that mean for the future of vehicles? If that's what we're seeing today, what might the future of vehicles look like? Well, we're already seeing driverless cars, right? Uber is implementing or testing a system, their driverless system. So you might be taxied by a driverless car. The 18-wheelers are already testing driverless transportation. They're moving large loads using 18-wheelers in driverless vehicles. Of course, there's a co-pilot at this time, but in the future, your merchandise, produce, food, whatever it is being transported by the 18-wheelers across country might be done automatically. One of the big things that intrigues me is as these things become more popular and more used, they include larger safety features. Well, if every vehicle on the road, or the majority of vehicles on the road, are self-driving, will it be more dangerous for everyone to be driving yourself? Or will it be safer to be shuttled by a self-driving vehicle? So will it be illegal at some point to drive a vehicle? The question I have for you guys is, do you think you'll be driving or you'll be teaching your grandchildren how to drive? Or will you be teaching your grandchildren how to operate a computer? Well, today, in conclusion, we talked a little bit about the history of the automobile, where it came from. I can't talk about the entire history. The 130-year history of the automobile is vast. So we talked a little bit about the history. Some of the emerging technologies we're seeing right now it's intriguing, the advances in automobiles today, and what that might mean for the future of the automobile. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions about what I've learned about the automobile this past week, just message me, and I'd be happy to answer them. Thank you for your time.